On today's episode, we're going to process how to effectively prepare for an interview. Now, over my career, I've interviewed a couple of thousand people, and I'm going to give it to you straight. We get hundreds of CVs for every single position that we advertise. Do I look through all of them? No. The good CVs make it to my desk, and then I scan through them. But on today's episode, I'm going to give you insight on what it actually is like to go into an interview and be chosen for that maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people that make it to the final cut. I'm going to give you the questions you should expect and the best versions of answers that I and my colleague here next to me, Anna-Marie Meyer, have for you. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it gives you insight, and I hope it lands you that nice job that you're looking to land. Let's get into the content. We're going to dive into the 4 probably most common, the easiest on the ear, but more technical questions that you could get asked for feedback on in an interview. And the first one is, tell me about yourself. It's so open-ended, and you can get this so wrong if you don't focus on how you answer the question that you were asked.
It's very difficult because if they're going to ask me, tell me more about yourself, you're stuck. People don't like talking about themselves.
Yes.
So yes, a quick history, not a long, lengthy, hourly kind of history on yourself. Quick history, but it's important to say where you came from, why you applied for this position, your previous experience that you had on that position. So that is what they want to know about. They want to know about you into this position. So if you understand it like that, it's going to be easy. You have to prepare for it, but you need to understand, I'm applying for an administrative job, then I need to understand I can't walk in and trying to sell myself as a manager. I need to sell myself and more about me in that position. And as long as you stick to those rules, you'll be fine.
Absolutely agree. And then what are your weaknesses? Now, people always come from a place of ego when they're answering this question. They say, I've got no weaknesses. Bring it on.
No, you've got to be truthful.
The problem with that is, yes, you already seem uncoachable. So what I look for is coachability. So what are your weaknesses? For example, salesperson comes in, what are your weaknesses? We've got a lot of systems. Can you do well on Excel? You know, that's when I'm looking for, look, I can do the basics, but I'm a fast learner. So my strength is I love challenges and I can learn quickly. If you show me 2 to 3 times, I'll be able to process it and I'll be able to come to the standard where you need me to be. So I'm not as strong as I should be on Excel, but is there a program in your company, or is there some course or book that you can recommend that will fast track me to the level that you need me to be? That, if you answer the question that way, I know me and you can take over the world together, because you identify where you need help, you ask for help. I can, boom, take this, read this 6 articles, do these 5 YouTube videos, you'll be up to standard, we can go to war together. So answer it truthfully. You know, off camera we were having a discussion. If you're applying to go and work at the SPCA, for example, and you are well trained to work with dogs, and the moment the pit bull tries to bite you, you don't know what to do, tell them, I don't know how to work with dogs. Teach me. I can work with cats, but I can't work with dogs. That's my weakness. If you teach me and show me the ropes, I'm sure I'll be able to come right in a couple of days. So be honest. Weakness is most of the time just a sign of coachability. I'm not afraid to expose myself and where the problem areas are and the challenges are. But if you are willing to help me, I'll work with you. I love people that expose weaknesses.
I fully agree.
Okay. Why did you leave your last job? Oh, that's my favorite one.
My favorite too. What I look into with that question, and that's normally my first question.
Yes.
Because if you bash your first job, I'm not even going to proceed with it. I need to know what was wrong. I need to understand. And is it really, because I'm going to check your track record, is it really just hopping from one job to the other? Then it's going to be a different. But if you bash, you're going to do, then you've got a negative attitude towards the function work. So you need to understand that you need to be truthful, why you left, but every time to blame someone else, it's not going to run with me. So phrase and think about how you're going to phrase it. Yes, you leaving because of your previous boss being just very difficult, but just say in a different attitude to say, worked wonderfully, but we got to such a point where my boss and myself disagreed on the path forward, and that's why I'm leaving. You didn't bash him. You both agreed that it's not going to work. So and that's again the reason why you need to train yourself into this interview. You need to at least run it through with yourself.
100%.
And then you're going to understand, because if you replay it in your mind, you're going to immediately hear the sound of it, the sound that I'm getting, if you're negative about your previous job.
100%. So I've had this conversation probably 100 times with salespeople that I did not hire. So tell me about the last dealership where you worked. The manager was horrible. What do you mean? He showed favoritism. Okay. And the one before that? No, terrible dealer principal. Terrible. Why? No, he was so unfair. He was tough. And what about the previous one? No, me and the manager bumped heads. Guess who's gonna be a terrible manager? Me. I'm like, okay, cool. Thank you very much for coming to us. If you make it on the short list, we'll give you a shout. Boom, first bump. Have a great day. I'll never hire a person like that because he's a victim and he's blaming everybody else. You have to own your stuff. You have to own your stuff.
No, it's accountability, and that person will never have accountability, unfortunately.
Why should we hire you? This is a very technical question. And what I look for here is a balancing act between I'm confident, but I've got my ego in check.
You're not arrogant.
So, yeah. So the difference between confidence and arrogance is the result. But you haven't worked at that place yet, so you can't prove the result. However, this is why you should hire me. And this is the ultimate sale. And many people, 99.99% of people get it wrong because they are looking for work. So they're coming from a place of defense, not offense. So I've had one or two people that I've employed that come to me and say, here's what Mitmac is. Here's what they stand for. Here is 3 examples of awesome things that I found online. Here's one example of a bad thing which I feel I can add value in.
Homework.
Okay, homework. And this is why you should hire me, because in these 5 areas, I can add lots of value. I'm afraid of this area, but I believe you guys are experts in this field. This is where I need to develop myself. And once I have these 3 and this one, I will be the biggest asset to your company. People come into an interview and they don't even have a cooking clue. How many people work there? How many branches they have? Who is the marketing manager? Who's the CEO? Who's the general manager? Who's who in the zoo? No homework. So
do homework. You can find things online.
Absolutely.
It's so much easier nowadays.
Absolutely.
Just do a bit of research. But that's all you need to do, because everything is there.
Definitely. What kind of work environment do you like?
It's strange.
So technical.
It's strange how people have a preempt on what they want out of life. None of us work in this amazing office with music playing and coffee being on your desk every hour. You work for it. You do it yourself. And then you get people in, oh no, I can't work with people in one office. Oh no, I've never shared an office before. But again, if they just rephrase to say, I'm happy to work in an environment that's given to me. I will have to adapt maybe. So make it clear, be honest, to say, every time I've been in an office, I've been in my own office. But sometimes it's lonely but I can work like that. But if I need to share, I think I would have loved it, having someone.
Flexibility.
So now the person can see you've got flexibility. Because I've done interviews where people just immediately, oh no, sorry, I can't work like that. And sometimes, especially in a hard-driven sales environment, we work over each other. You work and grabbing a phone on the left and grabbing a phone on the right and rushing out, forgetting your bag, running back for your bag. The people, they'll have your back. But flexibility, and you must be able to adapt. And if you say it in such a way, easy.
100%. I really love this
I
episode.
loved it.
I hope we add value to you and your family and your loved ones. Or perhaps you can send this content to somebody that really needs it. How you say thank you is just leave us a comment, as well as the like button. And
subscribe to our channel.
thank you very much. Take care and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.